Hello, Internet! Welcome to Fable Table, an actual play live stream focused on critical world building, collaborative storytelling, and finding the fun in games. I'm Jon Dungeonmaster, and I don't know how to pronounce collaborative. How are you guys doing today?
Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good.
Friday afternoon, feeling good. A little tired from the week, but otherwise good. Adjusting my camera.
Good to fucking hear.
I'm ready for some clobbering, which is what I've been told we will be doing.
For indeed clobbering as I play my creepy clown music. Guys, we are playing Age of Sigmar Soulbound today, and I really hope the stream says Age of Sigmar Soulbound there. It does! Wow! Oh my good gravy. It's been 2 weeks since we last played, so I'm going to ask for a little recap before we jump in to today's game. What happened last week?
We weren't here last week.
What happened the week before last?
We made it back to the city, didn't we?
You sure did.
I think we did some stuff before that, though, didn't we? We
sure did.
Okay.
I don't believe it.
Okay, so some dude had flown away from the city.
That was 4 weeks ago.
Oh my god. And so I was kind of setting the scene. So we were doing a bunch of it like investigation. We looked in the vault, found some broken glass, and saw that like some sort of artifact had been taken. And then we went down into the mine and met some dude who I have a note here somewhere. Maybe I don't. But some guy who worships. Okay, I have to look at my notes because I'm forgetting all of these things. It was Baron Ribbick. Ribbick? R-I-B-B-I-C is what I wrote. Who was a servant of Nagash, but didn't know that Nagash and Sigmar had a falling out. And so he was like, "Yeah, I'll give you some advice, but I'm not your friend."
Yeah.
And so we left because the dude wouldn't let us see him. He wouldn't let us trust him. We didn't want to see him or trust him. So we left.
Well, I mean, he did give us some important information, right?
I'll turn it over to you for that important information.
Well, I don't know how much important it is now, but he told us that that our guide had come down and attempted to get the key to the vault from him and had done so.
Yes.
And he believed it was the true guide and that he could see through any potential illusion that was disguised.
Right. And it was the person we saw that looked like our guide, Wart, who like was the one that went in and flew away. But we had found Wart dead shortly before that. Or shortly after. So yes, and I have made a connection with my character's backstory that I didn't realize was a thing, because my interpretation of my backstory was very different than I think. I have now corrected an assumption. And then we went back to town. We did some downtime stuff. I learned to fly. I can now sprout little tree wings.
Indeed, you did.
And I can fly for short periods of time.
My still headcanon is that you grow a big fucking pom-pom thing and float. You're not actually flying.
Yeah,
like
the dandelion seed, yeah.
Yeah, not proper wings, just a fucking dandelion, and you just start floating.
I just kind of Mary Poppins float away.
No, this
You
is
describe how you want. That's how the reality is to me, alright?
Exactly.
You all are now in Hammerhall, though, ultimately. That's where you are right now on this great big world map that we're on. Hammerhall, or however you wish to pronounce it. I'm not in the mood to talk about pronunciations, so we are just gonna jump straight into our lovely session today with a vignette because we love vignettes here. Uh, I feel like if we're ever going to stop doing them, then I'll tell you guys in advance. You guys are ready to play Age of Sigmar Soulbound?
There are.
Yes.
Well, 2 weeks ago, well, 3 weeks ago, we had a certain Braga Grimbrand. And then we had our Kelp Mistress Kalara the week before last. And I feel that we should hold on the tradition and go to our good buddy, Rorarius Trakos. Is that how you pronounce your name? Millman?
I'm listening. It is.
How do you
Various,
pronounce your
right?
fucking character name?
Yeah, it's. Now you've put me on the spot because we were just calling him Tracos, all right? And I
We can
just got
stick with
used.
Trakos.
Yeah, it's Rarius. Rarius Tracos.
Various.
There you go.
Very nice. Not Rorarius. So just what
No.
I just called him. Trakos. You are within the darkness of a barely lit chapel as your companions are fucking off somewhere. No one cares about them. Unlike other chapels that contain pews of wood for congregations to listen to a wise speaker, this is a chapel deep within the halls of a storm keep, lit only by the candles of animated metal flesh of ancient spirits, given life by the god whose depictions tower over you. You stand beneath Sigmar, the man god, the thunderer, Chaos Bane, your spiritual father who found your soul amongst the untold billions dead, and once gave your unyielding storm of a soul a body to deposit the wrath you wish to seek. Yet, as you close your eyes in the darkness, you feel that storm waning. Although it flashed brightly as you brought the sword you hold on to into heretical bodies and daemon spawn, your spark of vengeance is still diminishing in this time of peace. You try to meditate. The smoke of incense fills your metal nostrils. Although you have no lungs, you take a deep, endless breath and try to find yourself. You search for the source of the spark that animates your body, the memory of your first life, which now is clouded by a haze of smoky darkness. It is this reason as to why you quest, why you have bound your soul to two unlikely allies who have proven themselves in combat within Kabul. And as you find the dark, disturbing peace, you hear the distant hammering of footsteps, sound akin to the hammers of Grungni's sixsmith that forged your body. You open your eyes to the sound of a gate opening, and briefly, you see the furnace archway that refined your soul into the warrior that you are. But before your vision clears and the statue of Sigmar stares down on you, what word comes to your mind as you stare into the eyes of a god that has welded your soul to this dark bronze body you find yourself in? There's two more questions I got for you, but I'm looking for a singular word.
I think he's wordless. Just
Fuck, Millman.
I don't have one. Like who sees literally their god and then has words to say?
True. Just a blank space in your mind. What emotion, then, will flood your soul as you look to the depiction of the Heldenhammer, Galmaraz?
I'm gonna say fear.
You fear the hammer that symbolically made you?
Because I'm made to do something, and I'm broken. So the fear is to be reforged again.
And this interruption of someone entering this sanctum, what kind of thought comes to mind, if any?
Rude.
Just rude.
Fucking rude.
Not relief as you're freed from those dark thoughts of nothingness. Not anger at being disturbed.
No. I would say I go with the relief, right? Like they've taken me out of that fear thought.
Change the music. This character that is coming to just barge into your chapel. Let's do combat. No. That's a good one. Oh, we could just do abandoned chapel, I guess.
Someone comes and interrupts, and you're just like, 1v1 me, bro.
I'll let you down, scum.
Yeah, this is good. Standing before you is a familiar figure, Trakos. He calls out to you with an echo in his metal throat, and you see the flesh of a dark-faced man who is splintered by lines of platinum that start from his eyes and then flicker and fragment outward across his face. Clad in the turquoise plate that you wear a deeper shade of, and with pauldrons of alabaster trimmed by bronze, you stare at the Eternal, who you left in the Palace of Sigmar months ago? It's hard to track of time. But back in Aesir, where he is supposed to stay until he is called by Sigmar himself to complete a task on behalf of your Stormhost. Rarius, your sword brother, the Decimator Prime, Gorio the Blade Spark, calls out.
So I guess I stand and walk towards him. You've been called?
You look at his hands. In his gauntlets of turquoise, there are two things. One, something he already has, but you do not. A silver cloth tabard that has been rolled into a bundle that he gently holds, bound by a royal blue cloth trimmed in golden script. In his other, there is a silver face mask that all Stormcast Eternals wear into battle. And finally, chained to his very back itself, is the greatsword that so many of your brothers would never admit to being envious of and possessing. But it is a relic that was made by your patron deity, the Father of Blades, specifically to your Stormhost only. Gorio lets out a laugh. I have, brother, and I bring a gift while I am here. And he hands you the tabard that was torn, or not even torn from you, just never replaced. The symbol of your Stormhost.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold it and like treat it like you've been handed a baby, right? You're just holding it gently. You don't want to drop it.
He looks at you with some pride. I heard you felled many a creature.
I did. I found many creatures.
I'm proud of you.
Thank you. At least somebody is.
He's far too manly to embrace you in a manly.
No, we do the Space Marine arm clubs thing that they do.
Yes.
Yeah.
Grabbing each other's vambraces, bulging at the biceps made of false flesh. Gorio pats you on the arm as he releases your grip. Walk with me. It's been too long since we last spoke.
Of course, brother.
You walk out of the chapel into, I suppose, a view of the massive realm gate that shows a different mortal, not world, plane, I suppose. Looking at all the air traffic currently flying around it, he looks down upon the peak at which you will both stand at, and the dozens, if not hundreds, of Stormcast Eternals who are preparing for their own separate battles, sorties, or missions. He looks at you as he leans over the edge. One Stormcast Eternal seems to sense your presence. Clad in a red crimson and a deep blue pauldron schemata? Scheme? Painting scheme? They're waiting for me, but how went your affair, your mission, your test run?
Success and a failure all at once.
Am I allowed to pry, or is it...
Of course. There's nothing hidden between us.
Agreed.
I
Do you hand-wave the retelling?
Yeah. Essentially, I'll recap it real quick. Obviously, I saved the village, killed the demons, but an imposter took a relic out of a vault.
Sorcerer or a liar?
We have, I'm not sure, probably a sorcerer.
Then it is good that you are the one pursuing him. Our storm host specializes in killing those who wield magics.
Gotta track it down first.
Agreed. I wish you luck.
Thank you. Be safe. Don't be reforged on me.
I haven't yet.
Fair enough.
You can see that there is like kind of a regret when he says that, because he knows you're on your like 5th life here.
Yeah, I'm on my 5th round.
Oh, there's like an almost wince that he makes as he turns his head away.
It's that savage burn.
Oh, pride, I suppose, comes before the fall. Well, it is good to see you out and about.
Always good to see you, brother.
Nods. Patting you one more time for putting his metal silver mask on. A terrifying visage that you yourself wear into combat. Make sure that the enemies of Sigmar know his face before they die.
I have a funny feeling to this point, I'm pretty sure even the party haven't seen my character without his mask on, so it's like the whole Goblin Slayer thing. Like for the whole season, you don't see his face at all.
We can pan our camera away from the cutout that is
Yeah.
his lower mouth then.
Yeah.
As we gaze unto the city known as Hammerhall Shah. Guys, are you ready for some fucking descriptions of this massive city that the map itself that I was given does not do it justice?
Yes, please.
This city is home to millions and spans not just one realm, but 2 of these mortal planes you are inhabiting, giving it the name known as the Twin-Tailed City. These 2 cities are connected as one by the largest of realm gates, perhaps even the largest in all the cosmos and cosmology of this setting. This realm gate was previously known as Mork's Maw, after the god Gorka Mork, or Gorka Morka.
It's
Trying to
Gorkamork.
remember. They're combined apparently in Age of Sigmar.
That sounds sick.
Morka prefers that they are called Gorka and Morka, but Gorka
okay.
likes being called Gorka Morka, so, you know.
Understood. Supposedly during
It's
the
funny,
very
right?
it's so on point too. That's what you do, yeah. No fewer than 30 chambers of Stormcast Eternals, roughly 30,000 Stormcast Eternals, attacked this gate from both sides, culled the massive aura cord that called this place home, and then took it over to create the largest city in all of the realms, also known as Hammerhall. Currently, this city is the most well-guarded. There is no fewer than 4 million soldiers, including Stormcast Eternals, on guard and performing at any point in time. Like, that's their minimum. They are out and about, securing the nearby landscapes, ensuring that the gate stays safe so that trade is uninterrupted forever. It is currently governed by a Lord Aventus Firestrike, who holds 2 titles. One is the Magister of Hammerhall, and he is also a Lord Arcanum of the Stormcast Eternals. He apparently is a very grouchy guy because they put a gemstone of magical power into his body during his forging, and he is a right asshole by all means.
I like him already.
Indeed. He is also of the very first founding, known as the Hammers of Sigmar. They are the guys dressed in gold and blue. Everyone considers them the primary Stormcast Eternal, but all other Stormcast, like Chambers, are kind of like, those fucking guys. Who cares? They're not specialists. So they just have really good reputation, but within the Stormcast community, you could say, they're kind of like snobs almost. Like, all right, you guys got lucky, fuck off. The dichotomy that is the Hammerhall versus Gyra is somewhat strange, because they have 2 different cultures, but are intrinsically connected to one another. And although that there is competition, they are one government, and they require each other to survive. In Gyra, endless supplies of food, water, and raw materials are exchanged for ore, lava, and manufactured goods that would pollute or not have the space required to be created in Gyra or Gyron. And yes, indeed, lava is one of their main exports in the city that you are in. There is a incredible array of architecture that makes these twin metropolises look quite disorderly, but the foundations of the city are intricately structured, showing off the individuality of the people living in the city, but still maintaining clear order, thoroughfares, and I don't want to say that word. What's it called?
I don't know it, so I can't assist you.
Autistic city planning, I suppose. It is efficient without getting chaotic. This artistic depiction between order and individuality is displayed most by the boiling river that runs through the many districts of the city, producing fresh, clean water to the many citizens who inhabit it, while simultaneously protecting it from those who are kept outside from the magnificent towering walls. This river has 3 channels. It's fresh water, then lava going another direction, and then fresh water again. And they create a spiraling vortex around the central structure of the realm gate in this city. It is quite neat to look at. Just steam baths, lava, and or fresh, delicious water.
Gross.
Finally, we must talk about the above the city, because there is a lot of air traffic that goes on, despite this being a fantastical setting. Ethereal currents, these almost cylindrical tendrils of space, just go from the realm gate and stretch out all across the city, leading to the sea, known as the Crescent Sea, to your galactic south. These ethereal currents carry up actual sea life from the waters, giving them enough oxygen to breathe, where they are fished by maritime vessels who do not have any wings or sails or engines, but just go with the currents and are rowed against them normally. Between these ethereal rifts are Khazadron Overlord steamships that fly around, as well as other flying craft. Even the Ideneth Deepkin and their magical sea creatures that don't even need those rifts to fly can be seen between these rifts, going in and out of them, creating a very strange, almost free entertainment of the deadliest catch, just right above the city. It is not strange if you are underneath one of these currents to find a fish unlucky enough to fall out of them and just hit you on the head, knocking you unconscious or worse.
Free fish.
Yeah, free fish and maybe a concussion.
I'll take a free fish over concussion.
We call them
Shit.
fish pancakes.
Indeed.
What happens when the whale falls out? Just fucking crushes a bunch of people.
Yeah.
Fuck.
The final and perhaps most notable are the Stormhost members, the Stormcast Eternals, who fly on mounts or wings that some of you are insanely jealous of. Because
I'm
those
so
ones
gonna
have-
get me big fucking wings.
Oh,
Fuck you.
you want them so
I
badly.
know.
You need to be able to cast magic to get them, apparently.
Nah, fam,
I
nah,
know, right?
nah.
Is that where we zoom in, where we see Rarius like observing the Stormcast Eternals flying above, and then Kalara comes flying by and goes, "Oh, Trachos, there you are. I'm so glad I found you." And then she lands.
Get cut down.
Perhaps. But before we do that, before we rejoined the party, we had 2 things that needed to happen from a holdover of last time we played.
Okay.
One, Braga, you were seeking out someone who could give you information about an abandoned or empty magma hold that your people could find. I wrote that in my notes. Is that still correct?
Yeah, I think the first thing I was doing was just sort of trying to make acquaintances with the people here, as sort of a starting point down the road. Specifically the other fire.
I gotcha. And then we have a Sylvaneth thing that you have to do, Kalara. You need to make your report to your Bale Marquis, known as Bale Sab. What's his real name? His name is...
I think it was Bale's.
Bale Sab.
Ah.
So who wants to go first between those two things before we gather the party?
I think it would be appropriate for me to go first.
Then we jump to Kalara. Kalara, you've got a lot of things to do, and luckily, you only need to step through the realm gate to communicate with your entire people, essentially.
Yeah.
As we all know, the Sylvaneth speak with a ethereal siren song, I suppose, or a spirit song, which connects you all together. So as soon as you step through this gate, and no one's gonna stop a branch witch and a bitter grub like companion. It is inconceivable that you would be like a chaos agent in disguise.
Right.
So like you just being physically present in there, no one would challenge you. So as you go through this gate, you connect with so many voices that it feels alien after only being gone for a week. It's almost jarring just how much noise there is as you begin to decipher all of the speeches that are being given out, the reports of victories and defeats from many war bands. And as you listen in and begin to add your own voice to this song, you're only going to get a few words out before Colonel Locke himself calls out to you. Help, mistress, you have returned to Gyrin. What is your report?
My finding went to a settlement called Kavul to the southeast. We defended it from bandits, soldiers, warriors of Coron. Not sure what they were.
Enemy.
The enemy indeed. And they were defeated, but not before someone killed our guide and took a key that gave them access to some sort of artifact. It struck me as similar to that of the sorcerer who wielded the Wind of Ulgu, who stole our precious Everember. But that sorcerer was working with a black war band. And this was soldiers of Coron. So I was reticent to believe it was the same man, same person. But now that I speak this to you, I'm beginning to doubt myself and wonder if I missed an opportunity. What do you think?
As Colonel Locke thinks, You will stand there for several hours listening to all of the songs of your coven, Gnarl Root, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
There is much to do about Nurgle and Skaven infestations currently. There's an uptick within their motions and movements. Skaven, you're not surprised by, since they act fast and then usually are in great numbers before fleeing after completing an objective. They don't readily give fights, but the fact that Nurgle is moving with some haste, not a good sign.
Mm.
And Colonel Locke, as a tree lord, a great big tree, is often finding himself distracted. And as you wonder if he forgot about you, his voice comes through the spirit song once more. I have thought. I recommend you pursue whatever you can. You must get the Ever Ember back. We are still under siege and need our flame.
The Ever Ember, this is just me asking. So the Ever Ember was placed inside of our tree lord who was killed long ago.
Mm-hmm.
And before we could recover the Ever Ember, it was stolen by this sorcerer. Is the Ever Ember required for a tree lord to come forward, or to make someone a tree lord? Or what purpose
No.
does it serve for my
The
plan?
what it does, it is
My grove.
when a tree lord is entrusted with this gemstone or device, whichever you want to call it,
Mm-hmm.
they are set on fire in perpetuity until they die.
Okay.
And in that time, they are empowered by the winds of fire, allowing them to cast their spells as normal. They don't get mastery or a new lore to, like, they don't start throwing fireballs out, but their magic is incredibly enhanced to the point where they essentially never run out until they die.
Okay.
This is a sacrificing thing they do to give them a massive boost of magical power that lets them push back armies of Nurglite and, well, mostly just the Nurgle people right now.
Yeah.
And their demonic forces. It is a reusable nuclear missile, essentially, that they then find a new person or tree lord to take usage of in dire circumstances, which unfortunately is more often occurring than not.
Okay. Gotcha.
These people are known as the Firebark Tree Lords. They are ensorcelled by this Ever Ember.
Okay.
That's the mechanical boon that characters get from this.
Okay. Gotcha. Yes, well, I by the time we knew what was happening, it was too late. And whatever artifact was recovered was gone from Kavul. But now I have the ability to follow the sorcerer should they flee. I can fly.
Good. You can fly. Sea, land, and air. You have mastery over all three aspects of life.
Indeed. And perhaps I will need more power before I can catch this sorcerer. But there's much to be done here. And I wanted to take the time to let you know what has transpired thus far before I get back to work.
Thank you. A word of advice. Like a tree, mysteries all have a root somewhere. If you start pulling at them, undoubtedly locate the one you are tasked to seek.
I now
But
regret.
don't go barking up the wrong tree. He terminates the call immediately. And goes silent.
Okay. he disconnects from the song cloud.
The spirits. He just kills himself right there.
Meeting that character once, never again.
Yeah.
Never again.
And as I am walking back into the not Gyren, the Akish side of the city, I'm just like, man, maybe instead of learning to fly, I should have learned to dig. However, am I going to get to the roots of this mystery? Damn. Next time.
Next time.
God damn it. You should feel bad.
Oh, I like the idea that these tree people just have the most basic humor ever.
It's just dad jokes.
It's worse with age. Like, this tree lord's been around for several thousand years, and he's like, oh, what a good one. I said tree in that joke.
We're all like hyper extremely serious and literal people, and then when a joke occurs to us, we just fucking break down.
It's so pathetic. All right, we have our good old Fire Slayer.
Save us,
Fire
Braga.
Slayer. Braga. Braga. Oh, what's your name? Grimhammer? Fuck, I'm forgetting your last name.
Me too. Don't worry.
It's Grimbrand. I know because I have it here on my OBS screen.
Oh yeah, I could just look to my right to chat. Braga, you spend your week trying to make friends, trying to find any clues about any potential magma holds. You think this would be easy at first because there are hundreds of lesser warbands of the Fire Slayers here.
John.
But many of them in Hammer Hall are kind of like you, where they're just kind of here because this is where the wind has taken them. Most of them are mercenaries, hired out by smaller civilizations and are about to kind of travel someplace else to go and fight. The more established ones are of the Vostarg branch, or clan, branch clans, which are much like how the Hammers of Sigmar are kind of the vanilla standard imagined cast of Stormcast Eternals. The Vostarg, Jesus, that's hard to pronounce. Vostarg's clan are the Fire Slayers everyone kind of knows, and they are built like rectangles. They have massive mohawks made of crimson fire. They are a ashy people who show up with axes that have razors in them with a living flame.
And they're one of the oldest, probably. I don't know the exact lore, but probably the histories date back our clan to when they were a part of Vostarg.
Yeah. But yeah, they're kind of like the main hold. And like any good fire slayer, they are extremely secretive. Like any good Duarden, really. They do not share their secrets often, because allowing that vulnerability to even exist can be deadly down the line. They've learned this lesson the hard way throughout the Age of Chaos, when they were arguably at their societal peak of importance. While Sigmar was hiding in Azir that was blocked off from the rest of the realms, all the Fire Slayers were holding the line. They were the ones that refugees flocked to and flooded into their holds seeking shelter and a way out of the chaos that was running down their necks. And that backfired super hard. And infiltrators and sorcerers showed up, and they snuck their way into the refugees and destroyed magma holds to the point where all Fire Slayers stopped helping people in, and then they were just on the attack forever. These Vostark people, if you even bring up, like, oh, our clan's missing a magma hold, most of them get cagey quick. However, one Fire Slayer you find out about is a bit more eccentric, a bit more glib when it comes to information, which is an oddity, but not without purpose. You are scheduled to meet this character. His name is Eric Thunger. You should write this down. Eric is of the Thunger Lodge, which is located within the Realm of Light. These guys are probably the strangest you feel of all of the Fire Slayer lodges met and interacted with, including your own. Like, yours is pretty unique. You are a dour, gray people who don't have much fire in their hearts, but these guys are bright, almost joyful, and happy. They have aether quartz, which is crushed and powdered within their girdles and helmets, that turn their dull red fire from the braziers into a shimmering, faint, almost pinkish hue. Almost kind of prismatically. They sting when you look at them with just how bright they actually are. Even their Urgold is shinier, it's brighter, it's clearer than any you've ever seen before. Their runes in their body almost blend in with the dust that seems to just be on their skin that makes them sparkle and shine.
So basically a true like mirror opposite from Braga's appearance, which is absolutely dulled from what you imagine a typical Fire Slayer.
Indeed. And after getting an introduction or sending out one of the almost courtly rituals that are two Fire Slayers meeting for business, you are given an address within the labyrinthine streets of Hammerhall, and it takes you to a bar, a Duarden specific bar, where everything is scaled for those kinds of people. The door is shorter.
What did you just call us?
You heard it. You heard me. Don't you make the meme of it. You can clip it and ship it later. This is kind of strange that Fire Slayers would meet here. in like a common bar with a essentially Duarden factory workers. And they're just kind of hanging out. They're sort of scattered around, and as you look up to the second floor, you can see him styling his mohawk with almost glitter, is how it kind of comes out as. Let me read.
So you're saying he's a vampire?
He's Edward Cullen. Yeah, so every Fire Slayer has like a giant mohawk, right? That is normally dyed or painted red, depending on the wealth level of a Fire Slayer. It's normally held up by this like sickly grease that just smells like ass. It is the worst smell imaginable. Yours is usually made from like grounded bone dust to give it a more paler red. But this son of a bitch, this guy doesn't even smell. Oh, it is both refreshing that you're just not having to smell the worst imaginable scent ever, but also, what the fuck? This guy's wearing gold trim girdles. He's got jewelry on, like, doesn't even care. He's flaunting his wealth. This guy is rich. His great big beard has streaks of blonde hair in it. It's not even fully red like your beard is. Like, you can't tell if this guy is a joke, if he's making light of you. Get it?
Well, all that wealth is fine and good. But does he have gold pressed into his skin? That's the real question. That's the true wealth. All the rest of that's pointless.
Very true. You walk up to this guy's table, this Duarden's table, and he is in the middle of a meeting with a Caradron overlord captain. Something unthinkable for the most part, ever since your factions split up years and years and years ago. And as you approach, the captain turns, glares at you with a green monocle lens, and quickly turns back to this guy, stating, "We aren't going to wait for you forever, Thunger," before grabbing his hat off the table, putting it on his head, and brushing past you with a hand on his pistol, the coward, not even using an axe in combat. Carrick, you see, just sort of leans back, toodles his fingers at the guy, and greets you. "Braga Grimbrand! We meet at last! I'm told you're seeking an empty magma hold. Please, have a seat."
Braga will approach and have a seat. Well, if you've done something to make those non-believers mad, there's gotta be something good here.
Oh, he's just... I won't go into it, but they don't understand the importance of time well spent. Tell me about your many needs, Braga. Perhaps I can help you.
So, my people have been driven out of our magma holds. Our magma holds fires dimmed to all but not. The last embers with us. We must find a way, a path forward through this time of chaos. We've come through harder, but there will be harder still, and will be needed.
He places his hand on his bearded chin. Oh, yes. It is all bad news from what I'm hearing. Your people are in Shaiish, correct? The realm of death?
Correct.
That is... No, go ahead, by all means.
I was just going to say we're largely in Shaiish. Pronunciation, John. I love it.
We don't care this episode.
But of course, we've sent people to other realms to gather the most important thing of our people, as well as search for a new home base.
See, I see. A home base. Well, I may, and I emphasize that, may be able to help you. I don't like this music, he says. He snaps his finger. We need to get the Tinker's Workshop back on.
Oh
There we go.
yeah, give me the Tinker's Workshop, boy.
Who doesn't like the Tinker's Workshop?
Shit's crap.
As an annoyed Duarden comes to pass out ales that were ordered previously, just putting one in front of you before trouncing off to go help some other group of poor mine workers who do not fight for a living. Kirk, or Carrick, looks at you. Well, you've said your needs, but I have many of my own that I must also focus. But perhaps there is a way for us to scratch each other's backs. I know that traditions, we'll call them, normally keep our clans from working together without a clear, concise contract or any other sorts of mediums like, say, rune lords and our patriarchs shaking hands or exchanging daughters and sons in marriage alliances. But I don't think that's necessary when trust can be given instead. And I wish to trust you, Braga.
There's nothing more important than keeping an oath.
Agreed. And who needs their ancient, several hundred-year-old grandfather making sure that only they get to make oaths? I feel that even us, the next generation of Fire Slayers, can be a little more progressive thinking. And as he says that, an alarm bell goes off in your mind, Braga. A Duarden saying the word progressive.
Yeah, I mean, Braga herself is probably a little bit on the progressive side as far as Fire Slayer goes, but she's not gonna say that stuff out loud. It's pretty brazen, right?
It's incredibly brazen. Almost foolhardy of what he has just kind of declared to an open room. Like, this is not a meeting held behind open doors. Or closed doors, I should say. How do you react? What do you say in response?
Does he just like sit there and wait for me to respond? He's just said, I think the next generation could be a bit more progressive.
Yeah. What do you say to that? He's like, oh, he's got a little smile going as if he's like expecting you to like throw something at him almost.
I think that that each of us in the image of Grimnir can swear to oaths and follow them and have honor to that. I certainly think that is true.
Perfect. Then, why don't we have this? We'll finish this talk downstairs. And
Music
he
slaps.
stands up, passes his drink to someone else's table. The dude's like, what the fuck? All right. And beckons you to follow him. You can see that from the very chair itself, there is like an outline of just pale dust, almost like sand that has fallen off of him, to give him this pale, almost glimmering appearance.
Yeah,
It's like
I'll
this
follow
dude
him.
just got off the beach somewhere.
I'll follow him down the stairs, watching my step so I don't slip on his sand that he is.
He will take you downstairs and into a back room where his kin have stored their weapons and some traveling belonging. Because not all fire slayers need to be equipped with great weapons all the time, especially in Hammer Hall. Here he will show you a map of the Great Parch. And I hope you are looking at your map.
No.
My warband, I should say, my crew, my kin, we are heading to Brightspear in search of a... Hey, hang on, he just closes the door, having forgotten entirely. Slamming it shut. We are looking for what is known to the elves as an Phoenix, or an Phoenix spawn. Do you know what the god beasts are, Braga?
Do I know what the god beasts are, Braga?
Well, I'm asking Nick now, I suppose.
Okay, I do not know.
He nods his head in understanding, allowing him to naturally fill in the audience. The god beasts are ancient beings that are normally titanic, that have existed within the mortal realms long before any god, including our own, existed. They predate Grimnir and Grungni. They predate that upstart Sigmar. I seek one that the elves have worshipped for quite some time, including their gods. Do you know of Teclis and Tyrion?
They sound like some losers, but no.
They are losers.
We know
they
Tyrion.
Are perhaps the weakest. Apparently you know Tyrion.
We know of Tyrion. As a reminder.
Either way, these two gods made a pact with the Phoenix of Heesh, where my clanhold originates from, or, well, I suppose everyone originates from here, but you get my meaning. Supposedly, somewhere within the Great Parch, there is a child of this Phoenix. I wish to find them.
I thought that was going to take a turn for the worst. I won't lie. I was expecting
I
to
wish
murder
to
them.
fuck them, he said.
She's just going to be like, I want you to murder them. And I was going to be like, wow.
Well, I mean, you might not be far from the truth. One of the things that the Fire Slayers believe in honor is fighting great beasts.
That's fair.
Luckily, Trakos isn't here. But Braga, as you think this, he wants to challenge the spawn of a god beast, he will continue. Eric will continue. The elves are incredibly secretive about their phoenixes and how they ride them around in combat and make their strange pairings. As such, and especially my clan, who has been at war with the elves of Heesh for generations, till Sigmar stopped us from solving that debt, they don't exactly trust someone such as I. Now, despite that, I'm still going to Brightspear. I'm still going to seek their cult of the Phoenix. But having more hands, eyes, and ears helping me would be a boon. If you help me find just the location of this Phoenix, not even itself, just a clue, I will give you one in return about a magma hold. One here. Or, if you wish to move your people to the realm of light, I know of 2 there.
This is where you threaten him. I have a big metal man that will cut him in half if he's lying.
No, I don't need to threaten this this man.
Oh, I haven't killed a dwarf yet.
So do you have any ideas of where we could find such a lead? Suppose you'd have gone after those ideas yourself if you did.
I would. As I said earlier, my people cannot make easy friends with the elves. But I have been told that you are friends not just with a Stormcast Eternal, but a branch witch of the Sylvanath. The Sylvanath and the elves, although not of the same people, come from the same lineage. I believe the thought is that all the tree people were once elven-bodied souls, and then they have been reincarnated into their tree bodies by their weird fairy goddess, or whatever the fuck she's called. What is she called? I don't remember. Either way. I feel that you may have more ins to communities than I ever will, Braga.
What you say is fair? So you think that the unique angle I can take is directly speaking with the elves and learning of their ways through my companion.
You may need to be a bit more subtle than that. Outright asking, hey, where's your phoenixes at, often starts a fight from my own personal history. But who knows? Maybe it will go different for you. Everyone will see me coming, Braga. That is one of the benefits. He closes his eyes, gestures to his shining pectoral muscles covered behind his palish red beard. But they might not see you hidden behind the shadows of your very tall companions.
Have you tried being a little bit less shiny?
He grabs a flashlight, just reflects into your eyes immediately. Just by pointing it at his own skin. I am who I am, and if I were to blemish my form, the world would be at a loss.
His character's just Jon.
Yeah. What do you say, Braga? Have we struck an accord?
I just want to be entirely clear on what the deal is. So I'll agree to return to you with any information I find about the locations of this Phoenix hatchling, youngling, whatever it is.
I'm not sure what form the phoenix will be. My understanding, they go through cycles of rebirth. It could be an adult and massive, or it could be, as you say, a hatchling. Hopefully it is that one.
Okay. And in exchange, you'll give me information on all of these holds that you've mentioned?
I suppose it would depend on what your interests are at the time. The holds within Heesh, my realm, are of my peoples. In theory, they would even help you settle one, with stipulations, of course. Or if you wish to strike out on your own, or for your people, I'm not sure your own situation, so I won't make assumptions. But I know of one magma hold here within the plane of fire that has been abandoned, sealed shut.
And as far as you know, its flames still burn?
As far as I know.
Okay. I think we can swear to a oath.
He busts out an axe with the Zarg rim in it. Flames of your god. To complete this ritual of making an oath. Knowing that if either one of you were to break it, it would not look well and may actually hold miraculous consequence.
Rarius, I hear if a Dwarden breaks an oath, they lose all their hair. You're muted.
He's gonna break his
Nothing.
oath so fast.
Oh. That is actual lore, though, ApolloNik. I don't know if you know that.
I did not know that. Is that true?
They do not naturally lose their hair, but if one is caught lying or committing a crime, getting your beard or hair shaven is a massive disgrace.
Yes.
People,
okay.
There are slayers within the old world's lore that have short beards because of this. And honestly, after that, they go on a lifelong mission to die in glorious combat to seek their salvation. There's just lying.
There's a whole order of Dwarden called the Beard Slayers that go find people that have broken their oaths and then snip, snip.
Essentially, yeah. That's not hey man, look, you can go to jail forever or you could go on a quest to die.
I like the idea that you accidentally get your hair cut off and then just suddenly become nope, I gotta find a glorious death now because I lost my hair.
Yeah. I don't want to go on
the product we put into. Sorry, I'll stop tangenting.
No, I don't want to go on too much of a tangent, but there's this character called Leatherbeard within the Gotrek and Felix books where that happened to him. Of he got hit by a Skaven weapon, all of his hair fell out, so he's like, "Guess I'm a Slayer now."
Oh no!
Yeah, I died fighting a dragon. Oh, it was some good shit.
I was just gonna say, I think the product we put in our mohawks is actually there so it can't light on fire too. It has anti-fire properties.
It has flame retardant in it. Hell yeah. Back into character. If you make this oath, hands will be shaken, the flames of your god will witness it, and we can do a cutaway to you and your party.
Yeah, I'm gonna make the oath.
You have made the oath with Eric Unger. Supposedly, he will be going to Bright Spear, so that is where you will be able to track him down should information about a phoenix be found. And as our scene comes to a close. How are we on time? We're an hour and a half in. ApolloNik, are you ready to go to break?
Yep, let's do it.
I was gonna say, can I take a 5-second break to fix up a fan? Because apparently my
Let's do
graphics
it.
card's at 100 degrees. Let's go.
We'll be right back.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back, fellas.
Hopefully Millman will be too.
Hello, Internet. We are back, and Tamer has found or managed to put all of our quotes from the previous campaign into ApolloNik's channel. And I don't know whether to be upset, livid, joyful, excited. I'm a whirling dervish of emotion right now.
It's just
fellas.
Temerbot. Temerbot carries the quotes wherever it goes.
Indeed. We're gonna find out if Temerbot can do questions, though, later. Guys, you are together somewhere within Hammerhall. Meeting back up. It has been a week since you last split up. Perhaps we could jump back to the beginning of the session with Kalara flying on wings above this storm hall, getting Trakos, and maybe Braga's being supported like a weird baby underneath the armpits, held by her branch witch companion.
Hell no. I'm not flying.
Walking casually up the stairs, Braga. We resume our tale where the vignette ended, with a Stormcast Eternal quickly putting on his helmet before anyone can see him.
Well, that's the thing. The moment my brother Stormcast walked away, the helmet went straight back on, hair tucked into the armor, nobody's seen anything. Looks both ways to make sure a normie didn't see him.
Never. No normies are allowed here within the Storm Fort.
You are still Mandalorian.
That's it. I actually have a description of what he looks like.
You're just waiting for it when you explode. Oh, you find his head. This is what it looks like.
No, he starts to explode, right? He goes down and you see his body start twitching. The helmet comes off. I describe him, then he's gone. Right? Like new Reforge.
We find the head and we're like, that's not Rarius. That's somebody
We
else's
gotta
head.
find him. Well, regardless of where or when you are, together now you have reconvened. The party looks at one another awkwardly. One of you is flying. A patrolling Pegasi is flying towards you to give you a citation if you don't hurry and land.
I don't know that. I'm unfamiliar with the customs
That
and
was
norms.
a joke. Fucking joke, Apollo. Get it? Like
Okay.
a traffic police officer.
Fuck 'em.
Is there a license and registration for that spell?
Here's my right license and registration right here. Fuck off.
What do you guys say to one another? How are we going to move on?
I think I'll start by sharing the revelation that my characters had, that the person, the sorcerer that took the image of Wart was in fact a sorcerer that stole a very powerful and necessary artifact from my people. And that I wasn't sure then, but I've given it some thought and I am sure now that it is the same sorcerer. They have either had associations with the black... Fuck, what are they called? So look at my lore document once again. The black... with a black warband in the past. But perhaps since they were trying to take advantage of the fight with the warriors of Coron and our fight with them to steal the artifact in the vault from underneath us, perhaps they simply don't associate with, but manipulate or take advantage of the situation to steal artifacts out from communities when they are desperate. But either way, it is my goal to find and apprehend this sorcerer and recover the Ever Ember for my people.
You track it and I'll slay it.
Do you explain to us what the Ever Ember is, if I ask?
It is a weapon that my people use to fight off the forces of Nurgle. And without it, times have been hard for my grove. I don't think the Kelp Mistress has any reason not to trust you all. Trust you both. I think she's very forthcoming with details.
Do you think this sorcerer would have reason to use it as a weapon? Or do you think it just seeks to weaken you some way?
I'm not sure. Similar to our experience with them, they arrived while we were dealing with another military force and simply took it. Our investigation yielded very little information. But part of the reason I was sent here and sent to join our binding was to seek them out. I apologize for not sharing this information and this goal sooner. In retrospect, I don't think it would have changed anything about the situation. But if we can find them, we can recover the Ever Ember and whatever they took from Kavul, return it to those people or somewhere befitting, somewhere maybe here that can protect it. Rarius, you're strangely silent.
I don't have a lot to say.
It was a joke. You usually speak.
I never say.
Yes.
Not at all. Yeah. I gathered. And you probably noticed, I think there'd be some time between when I met up with old mate and got given back my sash and now I probably have the typical armor cloth cod piece. my sigil is back on my armor. I'm pretty proud. You know that thing where you want to show it off, but you're not actually, like, you don't want to point at it, so you're just standing there until somebody notices? Pretty much that.
Please, look at my groin area where my tabard is.
It's this huge fucking tabard, right? Like, a small person.
God, everyone sees your huge tabard. Jeez.
But no, I think it'd be.
I mean, Braga's probably the right height for noticing that. But
and it could be a cape for her.
But I'm just assuming that Sylvaneth are not sexual, and B, like,
I don't have bits.
Yeah, and you're not a sexual being either, so I don't know if there's any.
Welcome to the world of Warhammer, where no one is sexual, much like the Resident Evil series. Oh,
yeah.
It's a great system for us, because then there's no me collecting a harem.
Exactly.
Right? No waifus to collect. It's just killing shit. But no, I'll help you in your endeavor. Just,
thank you.
I don't know where we would start. You point me at the people, I'll cut them in half, and we'll take back your relic.
I appreciate that. I'm eager to figure out our next steps, where we can go next to do our part, really, and wait for clues to befall us.
Did we get any clues on the being that stole the relic from the city?
From Kavul?
Where we just were, I can't remember the name of it.
Kavul.
That is.
Then yes.
I have not heard anything.
Not. I'm gonna
take
the helm here. because that was a thing you guys were all kind of doing simultaneously in the background. Whenever a party enters a place, you will intrinsically begin to pick up on minor rumors without really seeking them. You're just like hearing shit as you travel, keeping an eye out for any evils, stuff like that. And these are separated into the mechanic known as rumors, fears, and threats. And were this Roll20 game to have a party sheet, those would be tracked. Unfortunately, we don't have a party sheet. Or if we do, it does not have those categories. So Jon has been manually tracking them and bringing them up whenever deems them necessary. It's come out sort of naturally. For instance, Kavul had several rumors, fears, and 2 threats.
Did I cut down one of those?
You did.
Sick.
So, you hear some rumors. Kalara, you hear one big rumor that at first scares you a little bit. This is that a new sickness is plaguing a district within Hammerhall, known as the Manara District. Spelled Mana RA. It is a district that is currently being fully quarantined, though. Doctors are on their way. ETC, ETC.
Okay.
Another rumor is not of Hammerhall itself, but of a different city in general, known as Anvilgard. It's far to the north. Anvilgard is a piratey place filled with seafaring folk, as well as the Black Ark Corsairs. Apparently, a massive char abyss, or charbed abyss, however you pronounce that, a ocean hydra, for lack of a better word, is being hunted by the Black Ark Corsairs. These things are large, but not the... We need multiple massive floating citadels to hunt it down large. And that is somewhat worrying. And the final rumor that one of you hears is that Hallowheart, a college of wizards within it, has designed a new spell, which is meant to bring gentle rains to a very large area. And although that isn't necessarily a bad rumor, it is interesting. Because if you can bring water to
area, you can grow shit.
Well, just this place in general, it is of importance and interest. There are also 2 great big fears that are currently 3 technically, plaguing the many people's minds. One is that several war bands of chaos have been spotted in the ruins of Prismaticos, which was an ancient superweapon said to have been destroyed by Coron himself, the god of blood. That was back during the Age of Chaos several hundred years ago, but it was still fucking demolished. And another ruin known as the Titan Works is currently being investigated by a Chaos Duarden host.
Chaos Duarden host.
Indeed. They are very rare, but when the Duarden fall to Chaos, they are
Typically Cornite and beastly.
They are beastly, for sure.
Nothing
The
like an
final
angry midget.
fear that is currently here in Hammerhall is that a soothsayer princess, just a regular princess with prophetic powers, has prophesized that has prophesized the end of the Realm Gate connecting the twin-tailed city together. She was apparently called out on this prophecy and has since been imprisoned by the Lord Arcanum Firestrike. undisclosed location. Likely being investigated for heresy.
Damn. That
Lots
sucks.
going on.
Yeah. Okay. If it's all right with you, I'm just highlighting some of these on the map.
Go for it.
Okay, thank you.
The map is yours to write upon.
So you said Manara, a district in Hammerhall, is quarantined. Anvil Guard, that's another one up here. So, what is concerning about pirates hunting an ocean hydra?
The Black Ark is a floating citadel. It is a castle moving on enchanted land. They are essentially unsinkable ships, filled with or crewed by hundreds of Black Ark corsairs.
Mm-hmm.
A Charybdis can be defeated by a skillful party of like 4 people if they know what they're doing.
Okay.
The fact that the seafarers are like Black Arks are designed to be out at sea forever and hunt down krakens. They don't concern themselves with little hydras.
Okay.
The fact that multiple of these are out looking for one is not good.
Okay. Many Black Arks hunting it. Why so many? Question mark, question
Why
mark,
so
question mark.
many?
Okay.
And then Haluhart has just developed a spell, which seems super cool.
That does sound really
And
cool.
useful.
Sounds lame as hell. Gentle rains? Are you kidding me?
Gentle rain? Why can't it be an intense rain?
It hurts the environment, man.
Hey, since we are on looking at the map, can I ask you, in some of the background info you gave me, you mentioned that there is a group of Sylvaneth near or living on the island of Green near it's Brightspears over here. So we don't know where the Isle of Green is exactly.
Isle of Green is likely hidden.
Okay.
Would need to actually go there and start looking for it.
Okay.
Essentially, on a meta level, John is shotgunning out things to see which one interests you all as a party the most.
Yeah. Is there any of these rumors or fears that really strike any of you and that you all find inspiring?
I mean, I think the huge or the Hydra thing is interesting. I think the Duarden band raiding ruins is interesting. Those are the two I'm most interested in.
Yeah, and that one is at the Titan Works, which is pretty close. The Chaos Dwarden host.
I
This
heard
one ignores the massive canyon, but yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty
well, yeah.
close.
I mean,
I heard
80 feet away.
I mean, some of us can fly, so canyon isn't really that big of a deal. But
can you carry me though?
I mean, we could leave you behind to go learn about some
That's
gentle
what I
rain
fucking
magic.
That's what I fucking thought.
I can carry Braga, and you can learn some fucking rain magic.
I don't want to fly either.
I want to fly. It's just I can't yet.
Does anyone else feel like someone prophesying the end of the Realm Gate is just like a little, I don't know, we are supposed to be like a pretty big deal, but it's like a little above our pay grade?
Yeah, that seems like we've got one of the big dogs running the city already on that, right? Like if they wanted our help, they'd have had.
Fair.
We would have been forced.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I say the Titan works because Titans are sick.
Yeah, Titan
I
Works.
just like the idea of like No, that's way too big for our britches. We're just gonna go fuck around over here.
Well, it's like
Hell
earlier
yeah.
in this episode, you described there being like thousands of Stormcast Eternals in the city. Any one of them could look into that. Especially since
it's like the way it's been described is Krakos is like
it's just
not cheap among them.
You guys don't have to engage me. I agree.
I'm just giving you feedback of my feeling towards that mission.
Oh,
look, thousands of people, millions of soldiers are tasked with guarding that.
Millions of soldiers.
Millions.
If that gate goes down, and only you, like, that's not your responsibility at that.
That's not on me at that point.
If only those three
By
assholes.
someone else.
Yeah. If those three assholes had taken this seriously, it wouldn't have
I
fallen.
really like the pragmatic attitude of like, someone else will deal with it. Fuck it.
Good job, Timerbot. Good job. Yeah, I'm down with the Titanworks and Dordenhost stuff, especially since that seems like it could bear some interesting implications for Braga's storyline.
I'm down. I heard cutting down a midget that sided with chaos. That's down for me. I'm down.
I heard you just asking for me to point you at a dwarf you could murder earlier.
Yeah.
I can just hear your voice in my head.
Right, there's a tick list, right? I've killed the chaos, like, you know, the normal the normal level, the demon level, you know, a champion. Now I got my dwarven one. I just tick down the list, right? Then I can get a pure demon, kill that bitch, take that one off the list.
John, out of curiosity, when we saw the imposter wart fly away, what direction did they fly in? Do you recall sharing that with us?
I don't.
He flew
But
towards
now I'm
the
wondering
moon.
how much light in the day would it even, or in the night would it matter? Because he could have like gone any direction technically, right?
Yeah,
And then just like circled back.
that's fair. I'm just
Secretly,
giving
he
you the
never left.
opportunity to give us a clue if you want.
Give me a retroactive. We're doing a flashback. Give me a perception check or an awareness test.
Sure,
Want
I
as
can do
many
that.
sixes as possible.
I've been dreaming about that guy. Okay, hang on. I gotta find my character.
Thinking about him for a week.
Let
Come
me
on.
open up my character sheet here. Okay, you wanted a perception test?
Yeah,
Or
or an awareness. whatever
awareness.
it's called. It was-
yeah, I can do that.
Give me some sixes.
No bonus. I have one focus point. Doesn't matter. A 5 and a 6.
Yeah, that 1-6. You know, he was heading in a northwest direction,
Ooh, northwest. You
but
said.
then it got too dark, and you were like,
Vaguely back towards Hammer.
yeah.
Those pesky rogue traders, I tell you. Sorry, guild traders.
Yeah, just another reason to be more curious about the investigation that we started.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hearts that way too. Maybe the rains have something to do with it.
What did you say?
That's
Oh,
where
fuck.
the university is, where they figured out how to make it rain.
Oh, the
It's
Hallow.
gentle
Oh yeah.
rains.
Oh, Hallowheart. I'm sorry. I don't know why I assumed Hallowheart was part of Hammerhall. Like but you're,
Oh,
yeah.
I gotcha.
There it is. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So yeah, that direction makes total sense. Yeah.
They're using your Ember Heart thing to cause gentle rain.
I don't think that is something that the Ember can do, Braga, but it's always possible, I suppose. Well, shall we head for the Titan Works? And if that does not yield fruit, then perhaps we could head north from there through the Sorrow Peaks. Stop by these.
I don't think there's enough rain to make fruit bear there, but I'm sure we can try to find some.
My grub and I are able to grow food, as you've seen, but also you do not eat, Rarius, so...
No, but I was making a joke.
It's just two people who are awful at humor just trying to one-up each other. Oh,
I was
fuck.
making a joke, you see. Yes. Well, that's too bad.
I too.
And that was a joke, you see. No, I didn't see that.
You cannot see a joke. What are you talking?
Perhaps before just heading out, we should confirm some of the details of this rumor that we've been hearing around.
Isn't that why we're going? To gather the details? Rumors are fickle things. I hear millions of them every day when I am in my home world.
That sounds awful.
Information
Basically,
literacy
no.
is among the chief and most important skills that my people develop. There's just so much bullshit on the internet these days. Anyway. Yes, we can speak with more people. So we'll I think we'll follow up on the people we heard some of these rumors from, especially about the Titan Works and this Chaos Warden host.
Let me go and look something up.
Sure.
I need to go over here. Thank you. Alrighty. Me too. Well, let's start our investigation off right. Who would we go to, if anyone has any ideas on this rumor? How would we go about investigating this team?
Yes.
Maybe we can
Good
start
one.
off just by like trying let's get some background. Where did we hear this rumor?
Around town.
Let me roll
Just like
a
two
D3.
people,
Let's
random
see
people.
who did it. Who heard it?
Who did it?
Let's give a name.
Who done
This was Tracos of all people who
Oh,
heard of
fuck's
this
sake.
rumor. Tracos, you were in the chapel one time, trying to meditate when you hear some dumb fuck mortals, these regular human servants who go around and essentially clean up everything. And one of these people, during a talk while cleaning the statue, not noticing your looming figure in the shadows about to snap their neck, Michael Myers style, we're talking about the rumor of like, oh, did you hear about the Chaos Duarden? I thought those were a myth. And the other one was like, huh, they are a myth. Duarden can't fall to chaos. They're all honorable, stubborn people. They're too stubborn to have chaos sway their hearts and souls. And then the other one was like, well, here's what I heard. Why is the wizard tower fucking harpsichords? That doesn't sound cool at all. Like a storm host battalion. What I had heard was that a selective group of engineers of Duarden went to the Titan Works looking for ancient technology from the old empire there. And the other one was like, nah, that shit's fucking stupid. The other one's like, swear on me, mum. But to Warden, I heard this from. Well, I overheard it from. I eavesdropped on them. I'm a snoop. What can I say? And then, you know, they finished their jobs, shit-talking one another in a good, lively, healthy fashion. To sum up, you heard it from a servant.
Oh, shake down that servant for more information.
One moment, just reach through the crowd, grab him by the head.
Ah! Oh my god, my lord, thank you for gracing me with your metal touch. How may I assist you today?
We need more information.
About what, my good man? Sire, lord.
I just look at the other two. Question away.
Oh, hello. Oh god. Jeez. Cries out as she looks at the branch witch.
Well, I heard that you've heard rumor of some of my people falling to chaos.
It was just rumor, I swear. I wouldn't know anything about it myself. The servant begins to look very afraid of the fire slayer who is now coming up to them, asking about Chaos Dwarves.
You
It's
understand
fine.
this is a serious business. A dwarden who does not keep their oaths is an abomination.
Of course, I would never disagree. You're the expert. I just heard it on my way picking up soap.
Where did you hear it?
From I believe you call them a Kazadron or Caradron? They were down by the Aether docks.
I hate those guys. Thanks for the information. Does anybody else have anything they want from this guy?
What do you know of the Titan Works? What were their purpose?
I'm not sure. I was born in Hammerhall. I've only heard that they are a ruin of some ancient empire that died. Or was killed, murdered, butchered.
Thank you for your help.
They do a courtly bow, even though they are suspended by the neck by the Stormcast Eternal. I'm hoping to be let down.
Thank you for your assistance, and then put him back where I found him.
Just reach over a ledge to the bottom floor. Thank you, my lord. Just say fade away.
Sounds like the Kazadron might have more information.
How do you feel about the Kazadron, Braga?
Those fools fled the ground to the air on their technology and lost connection to their roots, their people, their god. But we have to deal with them. It's not like they're agents of chaos. They're just fools.
Do you feel like I'm a fool for learning to fly?
I know not of your people and their ways.
Well, yeah, I trust that if you feel like I am changing, not for the better, but for the worse, and losing touch with my roots, as you say, I hope you'll let me know.
Perhaps as I get to know them better.
I hope you'll get a chance to learn more of my culture and people. I recently came back into contact with them while we were all apart, the three of us, and
Braga's just like walking away right now. It's the branch which continues trying to talk.
oh, I mean,
just
like, I'm
well,
way taller than you, so I'm walking with you, and my stride is allowing me to keep up with you despite how fast you're trying to get away.
just like heading towards the docks, the ether docks.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
anyway, Kalar will continue to talk your ear off about it's been so hard being away from my people and away from the spirit song, and it was kind of shocking to get thrown back into
that's
it.
right there.
Yeah. Anyway,
Krakos, I assume you're following them.
I'm probably walking beside them, and they're just talking to each other, and I'm just the normal silent, just listening to them the whole time. Because they think that I won't answer, right? Like,
Oof.
oh, our cute automaton friend behind us, keeping us safe.
even though I'm still a human, I can still talk, I still have thoughts, I just don't talk, and you just think I don't. One day they'll be like, he doesn't really talk, and then it's just like, by the way, I actually do. I've written a whole novel. Here's my journal. Have a look. It's great. Fiction of our whole adventure. I'm going to sell it when I retire.
Yeah, you get to retire. You, the metal abomination. Okay, so one last thing before you guys leave this conclave. I'm trying to find the actual name of the fortress that you are in. I'm having trouble finding it in my handy dandy notes. No, that's the Cinderfall district. I don't care about the Cinder. Give me the map. Give me the map. The Storm Rift, the Great Cathedral, Bloomgate Terrace. I don't think that's a... I suppose it doesn't really matter. But you are in the large fortress overlooking the Storm Rift Realm Gate, which connects this realm to Gyren, the home of all the Sylvaneth. As you leave, you will see Goryo one last time. Krakos. Goryo is with several Stormcast Eternals, none of them having matching armor. It seems that this is like a representative meetup almost of several chambers, which is somewhat odd, for sure.
They're probably coming for that rift thing, and I'm not accepted in the group, so I'm just gonna look sad and keep walking.
Luckily, none can see your face behind the death mask of Sigmar. You stride for a brief moment. You see Goryo tracking you, similarly, now with his own helmet on. Your group passes theirs as they are preparing to mount these large reptilian steeds for riding out into the city itself. But as they are now out of your periphery, you all go down to the Aether Docks, located within the Cinderfall district. The Cinderfall district is a not part of the seedier points within this place, but there is clear hints that the capitalist forces at work within the markets and trading hubs have predominantly taken over this area of the city. Merchants are everywhere. Rows and marketplaces are bustling and booming. This place is huge with traffic. Towering over this entire area is the unironically, the Bellows Tower. That is what it is. It is a massive foundry that is hammering away, creating weapons of war as well as ship parts to be sold to specific buyers, as well as the military industries here. There is also a rather large chapel known as the Chapel of the Shattered Blade, which oversees this area as well on a different side. Heading down to the Aether Rifts, you will find an air dock. Rather than sitting on the boiling river that has just clean water constantly being heated by the lava flow that runs against its current down the middle, there is a great big chasm or canyon that goes down for a few hundred feet. And in this space, down below, you see the river, the lava, and just kind of ships moored to several tiers and terraces that are sort of jutting out of the canyon wall, where many ships are currently suspended. You can tell the Caradron ships immediately apart from the other more mercantile crafts. Airships are apparently no strangers to the Age of Sigmar, but the military crafts are. It is incredibly hard to get metal to fly, despite the Sigmarite people knowing a few techniques and ways. But to get like a fortified airship off the ground and have it like last in battle, they use what is known as Aether Gold to power these engines and dirigibles. That's the word I was looking for. To keep them suspended. So a rickety mercantile ship may have legitimate sails, but these great big bulbs of glowing, almost gold trailing ether follows the Caradrons like chemtrails. What's the plan here, guys?
How do you plan to travel down to Titanworks?
Oh. I assumed we would find someone like Wart to lead us there, or find our own way.
Do you
Do you
want
have
to
something?
go to the guild and request a guide?
We could do that.
Market.
Do you want anything from here? And I just like gesture to the place.
I mean, I was thinking that they might know more of what they saw. We can track down which of these ships went to Titanworks and saw. We might be able to know more about the nature of these fallen Dwarden. Where they are. I assume the Titanworks ruins are quite large. So
yeah,
it may behoove us to know a little bit more before venturing forth.
Very well. Let us seek out someone who can point us in the right direction. Is there like an office or like an officer of the docks that we could just some point of contact for like starting to track down?
It depends on how you're going about this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're going to ask like for a ship captain to take you to the Titan's worlds, you would need to go to like a merchant guild essentially and ask if you could charter a ship.
Mm-hmm.
If you are just looking to find research materials like books, or have a essentially a teacher or educator come and throw lore at you to explain any questions you might have about the local area. You can essentially just go to a lore master, who
Hmm.
may be an individual scholar or a person who is working within a library,
Okay.
uh,
Uh,
likely within a magical college somewhere here. For
right.
instance, there is the Guild of Certified Thaumaturgists, who undoubtedly have a bunch of people to uh, yell things out at people.
Um, so I think what I was thinking, and you can correct me if you are thinking something different, Nick, was that there would be like some sort of log of the ships that come in and where they're coming in from, and something of that sort that we might be able to requisition some information on ships that might have come through the Titan Works.
Yeah, exactly. Because I was hoping to try and track down who, like, the people that were spreading the rumors, the people that claimed they saw this Dwarden host. So yeah, talking to the FAA, as Braga put it, would be really smart.
Okay. You head to one of the dock masters then. These guys go from ship to ship to ship, who essentially check cargo manifests and make sure everyone on the ship is accounted for, because they are always looking for spies, infiltrators or smugglers who are working around in broad daylight trying to use the crowds of Hammerhall as a screen. So although these guys can't help you per se, they can point you in to their main offices where they operate from before getting their daily beat. And from there, as we essentially go from one guy just pointing out a building, we cut to you all standing forebodingly in front of this like secretary who's now like getting the first degree from a fire slayer, a branch witch, and a fucking Stormcast Eternal. And it's like, wow, this is really above my pay grade, guys. Why don't I go get my manager?
It's Braga I don't know, arguing, and then Arius and Kalara just towering over Braga, kind of looking like muscle.
Like,
nice.
you guys are to a civilian like a superhero, right? So they're like, I'm gonna go get my guildmaster. What? Here's some free water. They just like quickly scurry off somewhere. And eventually you will see this guildmaster, who is a aged old sea dog who is always just suffering from like wind burns. He's got this perpetual squint to him. Although he is not currently wearing a fancy hat, you can see by the like tuft of hair that's set in like one specific way without like any product. Like, this guy definitely wore several hats during his lifetime. He's like, oh, a noble Stormcast, a branch witch, and a fire slayer walked down to the local dock workers guild. What's the punchline, fellas?
Well, we're here not for a joke, but to find out some information. There have been some troubling rumors about the Titan Works. We're curious if any ships had come in from that direction recently.
Yes, a few from Steel Spike and the Tempest Eye. In fact, I know of those reports in which you speak. We are currently advising all ships heading back that way to avoid the Titan Works, in case those chaotic forces somehow have some anti-air capabilities. Normally it's safe to fly over them, unworried, but you never know what's down there. Better safe than sorry.
Well, I guess that's the question. We've only heard of this through rumor. It sounds like you have an official report.
Yes. A few, in fact.
What do you know of what's down there?
He lets out a cough as John checks his notes.
I'll ask him if he's been in the Manara district recently and if he feels ill. Because he coughed.
No. That's on the other side of Hammer Hall.
Oh, good.
I don't go across the fucking river. It's a nightmare town.
Cool.
Moving on. The Titan Works, specifically what's inhabiting them, I can't say for certain, but the captains who have made these reports have said Chaos Duarden and their machine walkers were spotted down there. Normally they, from my understanding of how your fallen cousins, brother, and definitely not brothers, cousins will say, they enslave other dumber races such as the Oryx and the Groby, or goblins, as you might know them, to do their manual labor, stealing ancient technologies and innovating with their heretical designs.
You know the area in the Titan Works where they were spotted?
I do not know. It is not normal for people such as I to leave cities unless we are directly heading to another one.
I wasn't asking for a first-hand account. I was asking if there was anything in the report.
No, they don't land within the Titan Works. It's normally just a crossover point. Likely a scout or a few scouts from the ship saw the movement. Most airships don't fly that high off the ground, only a few hundred feet. So, look, I'm not saying that it's safe travels, even if you're in the air. There's been a incident recently across the Caracaz Earth Scar, where a Auric tribe created a device which was essentially 7 goblins tied to ropes to net down an airship. It failed spectacularly, and the Groby were sent to their plummeting deaths, but the fact that the net got close in the first place is a worry.
Are there any ships still heading out in that direction towards Steel Spike and Tempest Eye?
Yes, but not that same way. They will take the roundabout way, likely heading east of Spore Hollows, but not going into the Scablands, as they're known.
And this orc tribe in the Earth Scar, they are creating a nuisance for you and all of the airships, the captains and their crews?
An orc that doesn't cause a nuisance is not a real orc. I would not concern yourselves with such fun that they have throwing themselves off of a large pit or into any chasm.
So we ended our pay grade.
What?
Wait, are we getting paid?
Are you getting... is this an actual investigation and not some random curiosity? Do
Yes.
you all have warrants?
We are the Soulbound.
What the hell does that mean?
I point at the new logo on Rarius's chest.
He shifts his glasses, looks at Rarius as Joe. It's a cool insignia. Someone should make art of it.
I tried, but artists are too busy apparently.
Oh. Same.
We offered them exposure. They wouldn't buy it.
Oh no, I offered them money, lots of money, and still no time.
Yeah.
I was like, thanks.
Well, be careful with artists who seek passion works.
Are there airships that we could charter to fly us near the Titan Works?
I doubt it. Maybe if you're rich enough.
What's your price?
We do not deal with airships in that way. We conduct logs of their cargo. Wow, that word was hard to summon. As well as their passengers and crews. You would have to find an airship captain yourself looking to go that way.
Yeah.
Can't we just walk?
You have such little legs, Braga. It was really an attempt to spare your feet.
The little legs keep me closer to the ground, which is good. Where Warden belong.
Technically, she's not wrong.
Fair enough. Well, then we shall
Lower
walk.
center of gravity.
Well, we will return to you once we have dealt with the threat in the Titan Works, so that you may let the airship captains know that it is safe to travel in those parts.
I see.
What was your name?
I will do so. What do you want this guy's name to be, Apollo?
God.
I think his name is Georgie.
Georgie. That's my name now.
It's Georgie Grapple Slap.
Love it.
All right.
Georgie Grapple Slap.
I just want you to know that I'm not going to be able to reward you in any way, shape, or form.
That's
Aside
fine.
from
We're not, like I said, we are the Soulbound. We are not your typical bounty hunter or mercenary. We help
I mean,
because Sigmar wills it.
Sigmar Wilson, he repeats.
hear any rumors about Urgold, though, do let me know.
He, okay, sure.
Sorry, I have to say it every time anyone talks about being paid.
He nods, understandingly. I wish you all luck, I suppose.
Thank you for your help, Georgie.
He would take off his massive hat if he was wearing it, but he does not, because he's intimidated by Draco specifically. You all leave the Dock Workers Guild.
Okay. Well,
As we have a moment of pause, I just read some lore stuff for Stormcast. I do actually have to eat, drink, and sleep. Just nowhere near as much as everybody else.
bullshit.
Yeah. For
That
sure.
completely ruins the notion that you're not a person for me. So
Technically, I am a person, but
He is a person.
yeah,
I would ask that you not do that in my presence, because it
don't worry, I won't.
The
ruins
fact that someone made of metal can consume things.
it
technically
ruins
not
my
made of
preconceptions of
metal.
you.
Look, your body is made on an anvil, okay? You've got to be made of metal, right?
It's a metaphor, but yes.
There's that not, maybe it's not a phobia, but it's like people get really weird about
Weirded out.
people eating things that are not like organic, and then there is non-organic things eating real food. That gives me the willies.
What matters is that his soul is not made of metal. Is a real soul of a real person.
Yeah, from what the lore I was looking at, apparently the Stormcast Eternal, though they don't need to eat as much or drink as much, if they did that when they were alive, like if they had a thing for drinking, they just drank a fuck ton when they actually became a Stormcast. They just have a tendency to indulge, try to connect themselves to being alive again. I'm not going to play that, but apparently that's the actual thing. Like if they had a vice in life, they would carry it through to their afterlife.
It makes sense that you wouldn't, because you're forgetting who you actually
exactly
are.
Right. Like I'm not sure the start process, but I'm trying to get back to that. Then one day I just start smoking or chewing something or doing something weird because I start remembering.
I'm shocked you're not chomping at the bit, Millman, to have a vice for your character.
Nah, I have no interest. We're not doing the Stormcast Eternal with blackjack and hookers, all right? I'm not carrying
the Stormcast Eternal that just isn't even sexual at all, but he just like has a thing for getting lap dances.
Back when I was alive. Okay.
They would have had to kick me out of this place. Now they feel honored for me to be here.
True. What's the plan, guys? Are we fucking walking several hundred miles?
Nah, I'm gonna organize something because I want to get there at a reasonable speed. Not 6 weeks from now with, dwarf legs and thingy legs. Like I can power march, but that's not gonna help everybody else.
Sure.
So let's organize the wagon or the magic mobiles. Is there a charter that's going between the 2 points of interest here and here, and we get dropped off in the middle so that the walk is not as far?
So the Sorrow Peaks are filled with orc. Okay, so
I like killing orcs.
I'm sure you do, but it's not sustainable, right? You're going to be doing that for the rest of the campaign.
Sounds like a good time. Yes, okay, I get you. That's orc territory. Got it.
Every week we show up, roll some dice, kill some orcs. That's the campaign.
Anything that does not have a full-blown flag or hammer over it is completely fucked. And getting like an airdrop essentially to a place is incredibly dangerous. So you would need to cut a deal with essentially a maverick ship captain who you own. It would be incredibly difficult to get that one off.
Okay.
Damn it. I wanted a Halo jump, man. Just fucking superhero landing.
Titanfall, so literally.
Yeah,
sure.
Literally.
One of the problems that this world suffers from is how insular everyone is. And how little territory the forces of order actually possess. And the Titan Works is in that space between Hammerhall, Tempest Eye, and Steel Spike, where it is in the perfect middle ground for no one wanting to go and fuck with it. Because it's too far out of the way, and there's too many dangers within that area.
Alrighty. Let's get a cart.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what makes the most sense. We can
show me your carts, cart seller. I have the droplets.
I'm seeing that there is these like dotted lines like between Vandium and Hammerhall, as well as Edessa and Anvalor. So there must be like some pretty well established and probably well protected.
It's more like they're just the most common used roads.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even those roads come under like a.
Oh, okay.
Going outside of a city is putting your life at risk.
Okay.
Like even Hammerhall right now is still technically under siege. Sure, it's not like a real siege and it's not stopping anyone, but there are war bands that are just waiting for some dumb fuck to like go outside the city.
Okay.
They
It's
wait for you,
not safe.
they wait for you to
This
come
world
out,
is-
they run over, get attacked, and then they run away again, and then they recoup and do it again.
Yeah. It's very Mad Max-ian
Gotcha.
of like
Okay.
like in Fury Road, just as soon as they drive out 5 minutes, they're in a pitched battle, just in a massive caravan.
Okay. I love that you're like, don't go over here. You'll get attacked by orcs instantly and forever. And then you're like, also don't go outside the city. You'll get attacked instantly and forever.
It's one of those problems, right? Welcome to the world of the Great March, baby.
Yeah, welcome to Warhammer, okay?
Yeah.
There's a reason why it's called Grimdark, because it's never positive.
So are we just gonna get a cart and some like beasts of burden and just protect it ourselves? And then
Well, yeah.
okay.
Do you want to fight me?
No. I'm just I meant like, are we contracting someone to
Oh, fuck no.
ferry
I
us
don't want to bring
around
more
and chauffeur
people I have
us?
to look after. Because then it'll come down to the conversation of, do you know how to drive the cart when the cart driver dies? No. Do you know how to do it? No. I might as well just hire one that I know how to use.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Standing around this cart, we're like, do you know how to whip the animal to make it move? Nope.
All right.
Animals and vehicles. Let's go look at some prices. What is your budget?
I have a look. Where are we? 10 vials and 65 drops. What can we get?
I think a vial is 10.
Okay.
You
I
should
saw
just
the
convert
scale.
everything into droplets, Millman.
Okay.
A sphere is 100. A drop is 1. And a vial is
So I have 165.
It's copper, silver, gold.
165 droplets. You guys got your reward from Kabul, right?
There,
Yeah.
that was what that was.
We did?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where we got all those vials from.
Yep.
Okay.
I spent like most of mine. I have 15 drops.
Holy shit. Okay.
All right. Well, we may be in the poorhouse, fellas.
Yeah, I've got a decent amount of drops.
Well, a cart is 140. A brought horse is 550. A
Raft.
mule is 200. A pony is 250. A sailing ship is 90,000. So I don't think that's in anyone's bags. Like even a saddle for your like a war horse is
I feel
200 droplets.
Let's just go on foot. When we get attacked by some marauders, I'll take their mount. All right?
There we go. We figured it out.
Very good.
Problem solved. Like I can wrestle any fucking beast down, so we'll just take them out.
oh, I did take a point of training in beast handling.
Perfect. You can manage it while I wrestle it to the ground. Okay? We got this.
Yes, because everyone knows when you're trying to tame a beast, you also want to wrestle it to the ground.
Well, it's
I
gonna
love
run off
snapping
otherwise.
horses' necks. All right, it sounds like we are walking then. Let's go look at food and water and traveling.
I'll just carry a keg of beer, fill in my my needs.
Perfect.
Beer is food, right?
Yeah. Apparently, a loaf of bread is 2 droplets.
Holy fuck! We got paid nothing then.
Apparently,
I still have like 500 drops.
Jesus.
Where the fuck do you get extra drops?
Well,
character
comes
creation.
from the land where your currency
Yeah.
is.
Yeah,
like,
my character
out.
creation gave me a boatload.
You own the fucking mine where the gold comes from. Actually, whatever. Just get your food, guys. We'll get moving. Get what you need. There's no such thing of living off the land in this game.
It's true. There's not. In Gyron, there will be. But
I
not here.
started with 310 drops.
Jesus.
I started with like 85. I want to say.
60. I started with 60 drops.
Jeez.
Not that I needed any, but like.
Wow. Yeah, the Sylvaneth really do start with a lot of drops.
Yeah, they do. Okay. In fact, you guys should go and find a way to make more of this money. If you're going out there. John may need to pull up a side quest here.
Can't we just do this one and pillage?
Well, Chaos
need
isn't going
food.
to have magical healing water that heals the land. They're going to fucking corrupt that shit or piss in it, right?
I mean, maybe somebody will want something of it. I don't know. It's still resources, technically.
You know what? The Titan works. Big ass ruin filled with magical arcane constructs. I'm sure you'll find something there
That's
worth
what I
selling.
thought, right?
Yeah, for sure.
That's where they make Titans. You don't know what a Titan
John
is.
wasn't
Enjoy
thinking,
it.
you know?
It's where they
Post-stream,
used to
enjoy.
make Titans a long
But
time
had to
ago.
drink his own
Have-
water. Mm.
Gross water.
If you give a
Just
mouse
water.
a cookie, if you give a Dwarden a water.
He wants lava, though.
All right. Before we set out, is there any final things we wish to do?
Mm-mm.
Is there any such thing as a healer's kit in this game? I didn't actually look.
There's medical supplies.
Because I think we should buy some of them for you guys.
Surgical instruments. Using these instruments with the medic talent reduces the complexity of tests by 1 for healings.
Oh, well, I don't have the medic talent. Never mind.
I heal people through magic.
He's
All
got magic. Don't worry about
Also,
it.
how am I supposed to
know.
perform surgery on a metal man and a
I'm
tiny
apparently
Dwarden?
still technically a person. I mean,
He has flesh. It just is made of metal.
Yeah, how am I supposed to stitch that shit together?
just like the
Really
same way
strong stitches.
Yeah.
There you go.
Dude, you need to go to a car mechanic and get buffed out. That's how we repair you.
What's a car?
It's like if you take a Stormcast and a wagon and that's their baby.
What a waste of a good soul.
Bro, that'd be sick as shit. Are you kidding me? My Stormcast life is I have become a car.
It's a storm car eternal.
Optimus
what is that?
Prime. We
Yeah,
had the other Prime earlier, so it just makes sense.
Nice.
Bro. Any NPCs essentially.
No.
I think it's going to cost like 4 droplets per day to last. Not actually sure about
For food?
That, though.
Aren't
Yeah,
you
for
gonna
like
grow-
food and water.
I can grow
How do
food
you-
in water.
Then that will significantly reduce your cost
I'm
of
sorry.
living, huh?
I'm sorry, I can't grow water, but I can grow food.
All right, so just buy a barrel. I'll carry it.
Maybe we should go learn that spell so we can just create our own water too.
But that actually.
But why can't they make it more localized and harder? It's super wide area light rain kit is
I just want to, at will,
head.
be able to cast a cloud over Rarius that just dunks on him. Dunks water.
It's actually quite hard for water to be generated. Most lores don't deal with it.
That's fair.
This ain't
I don't
D&D,
even-
all right? You're not a druid.
It's true. Okay. Well, it sounds like no one has any last minute research
No.
that we have to do.
No.
So John has
No.
to figure out how far away is the Titan Works exactly.
We've already discussed this. It's only
80 feet, yeah.
80 feet. We're
It's
fine.
80 feet. Yeah, we're good.
I can stretch
Listen,
that
even
in
with
2
short
seconds.
dwarf legs.
It's
yeah,
like-
30
89.
feet took you a week, essentially, with a guide.
Oh, fuck. So this is going
So
to
if
take us
we-
like months.
It might take you guys a month. Are you sure you want to really invest? It's just a rumor, right? It's just a fear. No,
I want to
it's
go.
just a substantiated rumor, yeah.
I'm down.
All right.
I'm already sold on it. All right.
We really do
All
need to
right,
just
then.
count on finding mounts that we can tame. And
So
that
while
Rarius
we
will
are
crush.
on a month-long journey to the Titan Works, hoping to find something, there's a rogue sorcerer out there with the ever. Hell yeah. I love it. Titan Works, here we go. Okay. John.
You
Does
guys,
not necessarily need
guys,
random encounter.
you know,
tables.
we could go talk to a princess about the fall of the gate.
No, we're going to the Titan.
All right, we're going on
We're
a
committed.
2-month-long trip there and back.
Indeed.
You watch. We're gonna find a core of a previous Titan and be rich, and then we can buy those cool motorbikes that we can ride to all the other missions and get them done in 10 minutes.
Fuck it, we're buying an airship.
Fuck yeah.
I prefer the motorbikes.
Hear me out. An airship with motorbikes that we can deploy.
Deployable motorbikes. I like it. Give us a combat. Come on,
need to
John.
I need to read. We also do not have time for a combat
Damn
this
it.
session.
Can't cut something down in 2 minutes.
Undoubtedly, there will be a combat for sure. It's time. John has to go to page there. Give me uno momento.
Imagine how long it would take to get to Bright Spear this way.
Be a pain.
Yeah, I'll just, as soon as we figure out anything about a phoenix, you know, just walk a year and go tell ya.
We run into a
Probably.
phoenix. We're making it our friend so it can fly us places.
Right?
That would be pretty sick. Yeah.
Yeah,
Travel.
and then I have to go tell him that, yo, I have a badass phoenix.
Sorry. I can't give you
I just-
one.
I just
forever
agreed to
to
tell him about it. I didn't agree to like leave it for him or anything like that.
Okay, travel. Travel in the mortal realms is incredibly dangerous. The roads, airways, and seas of the mortal realms are so deadly that captains expect their passengers to defend themselves in an attack and may be charged 2 or 3 times the standard rate if they cannot. Aerodron captains are also quick to note that they accept no responsibility for any injury, loss of limb, or undue death pursuant to Article 6 of the Caradron Code. What?
Welcome to America, bitches.
Note that it didn't
That's
say.
it.
Note that it didn't
That's
say
all
loss
it
of
says
property.
for travel.
It's dangerous. Fuck you. Those are the rules.
Essentially. All right, that's all of my tools.
Yes. I love it.
Oh, fuck, guys. I didn't think I'd have to make my own random encounter tables, and I don't think I'm gonna either. That's not this kind of game. I think you guys are gonna do pretty decently. You, just looking at what you have done so far, of destroy a warband, working together in a choke point. Now, I'm sure if you guys get surrounded, that would be one other thing. But one of you can fly now. Let us look at threats that can assail you all.
Our squishiest character can now fly. So
Worse yet, you don't even have a guide to take you here. So you guys are definitely going to get lost at some point. So definitely more than a month of travel.
Hold on. I can fly up in the air and go that direction.
How much is a compass?
Probably a
that's a good
lot
question.
because it's magnetic.
Probably a lot. I
Nah.
don't even think fucking magnets work in this world because there's no North or South Pole, right?
Oh fuck.
Fine. Where's the eyeglass so I can see the Golden Throne? All right. I need to use the
Spy
Astronomicon.
glasses are rare. I was gonna buy one so that I could fly up and use one, but John, the rarity precluded me from being able to get one.
Oh, I was talking about a magic item.
Oh.
It was a Warhammer 40k reference.
It's okay. He didn't understand, Millman. And although
I know.
I understood, I chose not to respond because it was
I
stupid.
know. I know. That was the best part.
Rude.
What a mad lad.
Hey, we were both on the same page, and I knew he wasn't going to respond to it, so I said it anyway.
You know.
You guys aren't going to be able to walk there. You're definitely going to need an airship person to take you there.
Okay.
Thinking about it logically, even if you guys manage to physically traverse your way through this desert filled with hostiles, whatever is happening there, it's probably going to be done well before you even get halfway.
That's a good point. Listen.
So
We are the
you
slow
think about
bound.
the time it takes to even you entertain the thought of traveling. You're like, we don't have money. We can't buy a cart to travel. Even if we could buy a cart, we'd have to get Tracos to pull it. And then we wouldn't know where exactly we're going, since the North and South Poles don't exist and compasses aren't real in the mortal planes.
Well, look, once Tracos reaches top speed, we can cover some ground. Okay?
You're
And
not wrong.
And he doesn't need to sleep.
Yeah.
I think very true. I think although there is this threat out there, the idea that the Soulbound go out into the wilderness and assault things is not this kind of game.
Okay.
The Soulbound are clearly meant to, and it's described in the book, defend territory already gained. They are defenders of city, seekers of evil, but they do not go out and crusade themselves.
Okay.
They aren't an army.
No, they're like the Space Marines. They're specialty units.
Yeah, they're like
They're literally the
alpha
same thing.
teams.
Yeah, that's what the Space Marines are. There's only like, I think it was like 100,000, but there's like several billion Imperial Guard, right? Like, so
Yeah.
you send the 0.001% to the worst place so that they can sort that problem out.
So
Otherwise, they're at home defending.
I will make you all a deal if you wish to go to the Titan Works. You will need to find a pilot who is mad enough to go there because he already wants to go there, and you will be helping him out on that mission.
That sounds good. And I can just pillage while we're helping him. That works.
Exactly. You know what? He'll even be he'll even pay you for your services. Because normally, no one wants to hire a massive war band of Stormcast Eternals to go someplace, because they can't do that. But the fact that they have one, and a Fire Slayer, and a Branch Witch, that definitely opens up some options. And although you're not technically mercenaries, going and stopping threats is what you do. And if people are going to pay you to do it anyway, you might as well do it. So next time, when we play Age of Sigmar Soulbound, we will meet this captain. Possibly a Caradron overlord, because I know Coron hates them and thinks they're lame.
Both in and out of
Coron.
character. Hell yeah.
And when we meet this mad pilot and his rinky-dinky ship to take you to the Titan Works, we'll actually do some cool-ass encounters.
Hell yeah.
Sounds like a plan, fellas.
Oh, I'm so fucking ready.
Sounds great.
Hell yeah.
Too bad it's late for you guys and early for me. I'm 100% down.
Sounds good. The next time on Age of Sigmar, Sins of Stormfire. We're going to Titanworks, baby. Oh, shit.
Woo!
Hell yeah.
Gonna see Titans.
Any shout-outs we want to make before we head on out of here?
Titans.
Yeah, I can do some shout-outs. My gaming rig is back together, so...
Woo!
I only had one water block leak, but I have jerry-rigged a CPU cooler that isn't mounted down, but it keeps it cool enough that I can play video games on it. So I'm going to be doing more VR, doing Sisters of Battle, been doing Guild Wars, and my normal, like, just me slouching in my chair, like, management games. So,
Nice.
fucking people love that shit. I don't know why. I get more viewers playing a game where I'm like, you see just this part of me because I'm slouched in my chair and I'm just managing a city. The only bad thing is the computer, when I put it back together, was too big to fit on my desk. So it's under my desk. I can't actually slouch under the desk anymore.
Oh, no.
Yeah, it's like right here. Like right at my knees is where the computer ends. So
Jeez.
there's photos in my Discord so you guys can see it later. It's fucking hilarious. It's just this huge fucking radiator computer mess. I love it too much because I made it myself.
Excellent.
But yeah, so I might play some Sisters of Battle within like the next hour or so because I just feel like putting the VR on.
I'll probably check some of that out. I'm curious
it's
how
cracked.
streaming VR games goes. I don't think I've ever watched.
I can explain it to you after stream. Pretty cool.
I'll just come check it out on your channel.
You won't see it any different. It'll look exactly like playing normal games.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, I need to explain it to you
Okay, sounds good.
before I do it because you won't see anything.
Fair enough.
Apollo, what are you doing Sunday?
Sunday, John, I will be on Greg Hansen's channel playing Fellowship of Souls, our D&D 5e campaign, where we are playing a bunch of noble young members of noble families that are trying to save the realm. But instead, all we do is keep making shit worse. It's going great. Come check us out. That'll be at 7 p.m. Pacific. On Greg Hansen's channel.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Coron, can we find you anywhere?
I don't know, probably here next Friday.
Awesome.
Maybe also find me on Greg Hansen's stuff when he's doing his West March.
Yeah, he's got a couple
About
Land
once
Beyond
a
the
month.
Mists coming up, I think on the 3rd. Maybe the
Is
first and
Mega
third?
still streaming?
Yep. So he's doing his own thing that's focused around the Destiny community, but not limited to the Destiny community that I play in about once a month as well.
Oh, cool.
Another West March. So
Very nice.
yeah, you can find that over on his channel. I don't have the link handy right now.
Probably like Mega Mixer, right? Or something?
Yeah, something like that.
Very nice.
And yeah, support cool people here. John, just give him words of encouragement and pay him to play D&D with you. And
It's true.
Nick, subscribe to his channel if you have Twitch Prime. Always, remember,
Yes.
I just before this subscribed with my Twitch Prime because I had forgotten. So
I appreciate that, Corin, for your 5th month of subscribing. I appreciate you for being here and for subscribing to the channel.
I'm refraining from sending myself into debt to get hype trains, so I will not be gifting any more subs.
You have already donated so many subs to this channel, Mill. I
know,
appreciate you.
I know. I do it to too many people. I'm just like, you know what? Fuck it. We're doing a sub
You
train,
just start
bitches.
throwing them out left and right, and then people who have
Yeah.
never watched this channel ever are getting subbed to it. So
You fucking know it. I'm pulling those people in, baby. I thought about actually just going to one of the the paid, the big ones that have a big YouTube audience and just subbing their chatters to our game so that they get this notification. You've been subbed to this thing, so they all come and check it out. Big fucking brain.
so big brain.
Nice.
All right.
Well, guys, thank you all
Advertising
so
budget.
much for joining us today. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are. And as always, fuck mornings.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye.